from the eroded sign to the recognition that needs no sign. Say the word God, alone, quietly, right now. Notice what happens in your body when you say it. Whatever it is, resonance, discomfort, familiarity, distance, a reflex of meaning, a wall of overuse. Now say it again. Notice that whatever the word carries, it carries a crowd. Every person who has ever used it is somehow in the syllable. Every contradictory thing it has meant is compressed into one sound. The word is trying to point at something specific and is pointing at everything simultaneously. A sign that has been pointed in every direction is no longer pointing anywhere. The word God has been spoken approximately 100 billion times. That is a conservative estimate, one saying per person across recorded human history, which almost certainly understates the actual count. Every prayer, every curse, every theology, every dismissal, every ecstasy, every terror, every bureaucratic invocation in a courtroom, every whisper in extremis. 100 billion uses of a word that was, at some point, used for the first time by someone who had a specific experience and reached for a sound that could carry it. The sound carried it, for a while. 100 billion uses later, the word carries everything, which means it carries nothing precisely. It is a dead metaphor, not dead in the sense of extinct, but dead in the sense of having worked so hard for so long that the pointing function has eroded. The word God points everywhere, which means it points nowhere. The word was used to transmit a living thing. The transmission succeeded. Then continued past the point of precision. Now the word points everywhere, which means nowhere. A metaphor dies by success. The metaphor is adopted because it captures something real. It is useful, it transmits, it carries the content from the one who knows to the one who is learning. It spreads. More people use it, more contexts use it. Each new context slightly dilutes the specificity of the pointing. Over generations, the metaphor becomes conventional, the default word for the thing, no longer felt as metaphor, but as literal designation. And then, the word continues to be used in new contexts with different agendas. The same word now means the Christian God, the Hindu gods, the God of the gap in physics, the God being murdered by Nietzsche, the God of the atheist's argument, the God of the child's prayer, the God of the child's prayer, the soldier's bullet. The word stretches, the pointing phrase. Soul, self, real, truth, love, spirit, sacred, presence. Every word at the center of meaning undergoes this erosion. The very importance of a concept guarantees that it will be used constantly. Constant use produces conventional use. Conventional use produces erosion. The most important words in the language carry the lightest meaning. You imported Sanskrit to escape the erosion of English. The Sanskrit is eroding. Brahman has become that vaguely cosmic thing. The erosion is faster now. There is more traffic. The spiritual traditions watch this happen and attempt countermeasures. New terms, Sanskrit, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, are imported into the vernacular precisely because they do not yet carry the erosion of the native words. Brahman, Atman, Logos, Tao, Ein Sof, Dharmakaya, these arrive fresh, carrying the pointing function that the native words have lost. And then they are used in books, in lectures, in casual reference, in internet comments, in branding. The erosion begins again. The fresh term becomes conventional. What was precise becomes vague. Brahman begins to mean that vaguely cosmic thing. Tao means the flow. The precision erodes, the second death. Every tradition attempts to stay ahead of the erosion by generating new language faster than the existing language loses its pointing function. The generation cannot keep up with the erosion indefinitely. At some point, every tradition arrives at the same impasse. The language has failed. The pointing has stopped pointing. The map has been mistaken for the territory so many times that the territory can no longer be found on the map. Every tradition has tried to outrun the erosion. None has succeeded permanently. The language always fails eventually. This is the instruction. Utpaladeva, in the Ishvara Pratyabhijna Karikas, there is a way to create a new world without moving a single stone. It is called recognition. The recognition school, Pratyabhijna, does not solve the erosion problem by finding better words. It solves it by making the words unnecessary. Pratyabhijna, recognition, knowing again. The second knowing of what was always already known, not new information, the return of the recognition that the eroded words were always pointing at. The words fail, the pointing fails. The recognition arrives anyway, because the recognition is not information. It is the awareness recognizing itself. You have heard the word God, and it has meant nothing and everything. You have heard the word self, and it has meant something vague. You have heard awareness and consciousness and presence and the absolute, and you have processed them as spiritual vocabulary, carrying some approximate flavor of meaning. All of that erosion is irrelevant, because the thing being pointed at is present right now, reading this sentence, without any of the words. The awareness in which the words arise, the consciousness that receives the eroded metaphors and the fresh metaphors and no metaphors, is here now. It has always been here. It does not depend on language for its presence. The dead metaphor's failure to point is the instruction. The finger has worn down. The pointing has stopped. Now, what was the finger pointing at? Not at a concept, not at a feeling with a name. At this, the immediate, present, unmediated fact of awareness, being aware. The recognition does not require a new word. It requires the noticing of what is already present before the first word was needed. Before God. Before Brahman. Before the word awareness itself. Already here. Already you. Recognized.